Pocahontas, A Little Mischief by Rebecca Schmidt. Push it back just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Pocahontas was the daughter of the chief Powhatan's tribe, and she knew the woods better than anyone, and she had her friends, the animals that lived in her village, and like the hummingbird companion named Flit. One day, Pocahontas' father went away to visit a nearby tribe. "I'll be back by sundown. I'm putting you in charge, daughter," the chief said. "Make sure that nothing goes wrong in the village." Pocahontas was honored that her father trusted her with that responsibility, and she was determined to make him proud. The rest of the morning, Pocahontas was busy with the village. She prepared the wigwams, gathered the herbs with Kikata, and Kikata the medicine man, and taught the young boys and girls how to track. By afternoon, the only thing Pocahontas had left to do was to check the fields. But on her way, she stopped by Alawa, the youngest girl in the tribe. "Pocahontas, a crow took my favorite necklace," Alawa said sadly. "Can you help me get it back?" Pocahontas looked where the young girl was pointing, and the crow had hidden her necklace high in the tree. "It's too dangerous for Flit to fly into a crow's nest, and the tree has no branches for Pocahontas to climb." Before Pocahontas could think of a plan, a woman ran up to her. "Pocahontas, an animal has broken into the corn, and look, this cob is half eaten." Pocahontas looked at Ottawa. "I'm sorry, but I have to figure out who is stealing our food. I'll be back to help you with your necklace soon, I promise." Pocahontas followed the woman's tribe to where they stored the corn. "It looks like it had been broken through the side of the wigwam. Look, it left a trail," Pocahontas said. Together, Pocahontas and Flit followed the trail of corn, went over logs and fallen trees, and the trail went right by the small creeks, past animal dens, and suddenly the trail of corn stopped in a small clearing. Flit chirped to Pocahontas, "Don't worry, Flit. There must be another sign that will tell us where our visitor is gone." Pocahontas looked around at the broken branches on the ground. Something stepped on this branch and made it break. "I think our visitor went this way." A little further into the forest, Pocahontas noticed a set of claws in soft earth, and then she saw a little bit of fur on a berry bush. "We must be getting close," Pocahontas said, and she tracked the small visitor to a den. "Hello," Pocahontas said. "I promise I won't hurt you. I just want to know why you're taking our corn." There was no answer. Flit flew inside to get a better look, but before Pocahontas knew it, Flipwood came zooming back past her. Something had thrown Flit out of the den, and the poor hummingbird's beak was stuck in a tree. As Pocahontas pulled her friend free, she saw a raccoon run out into the den and into the woods. Pocahontas and Flit followed the raccoon. "You don't need to be afraid," Pocahontas called, but the raccoon wouldn't stop. It jumped across the line of stones into the other side. Pocahontas leaped in after him and saw the raccoon run to the top of the high tree. "Oh, please come down," Pocahontas said to the raccoon. We aren't angry that you took our food," she said, holding out a half-eaten cob of corn. Slowly the raccoon crept down from the tree. He quickly took the corn from Pocahontas' hand and began to eat it. "I think you need a name," Pocahontas said. What do you think of Miko?" "It means little mischief. Can I call you Miko?" Oh, the raccoon looked up from the corn and nodded happily. Pocahontas looked up at the tall tree where Miko had climbed, and she had an idea, but first they had to go back towards the village. Pocahontas gestured to Miko to follow her, but Miko looked worried. "It'll be all right," Pocahontas said. "I know you were just hungry and you didn't know it was wrong to take the corn, but I do know that you can help us out too." So they walked together until they reached the bottom of a large tree where the crow's nest was. "Do you think you can get that necklace back for us, Nico?" Nico nodded. He was glad to help. Miko ran up the tree, and he stretched his paws over the edge of the nuts and felt something round, and he pulled out the necklace. Miko gave it back to Pocahontas for her to see. Good job, Miko. Now come down carefully. As Miko made his way down to the ground, Pocahontas heard a loud, angry crow. The crow was swooped towards Miko, and he wanted his necklace back. Hurry! Pocahontas called, but she was too far away to help. Miko ran down the tree. Just before the crow was about to catch him, the raccoon leapt into Pocahontas' arms, and he was safe. You did it, Miko, Pocahontas said, and her new friend went back to the village to find Aloha. When Pocahontas saw the girl ran over excited. Did you get my necklace, Pocahontas, she asked. I had some help from a friend here, Pocahontas said slyly. Miko held out Aloha's necklace. Oh, thank you, she said as she grabbed Miko into a big giant hug. As the sun set, Pocahontas saw her father's canoe come back up the shore. She ran to greet him, with Miko following close behind. How'd you fare today, daughter? He asked. I hope there wasn't any trouble. Nothing we couldn't handle, Pocahontas said. Right, Miko? Just a little mischief then. Pocahontas' father returned her a smile. Exactly. The light was fading, and Pocahontas knew it was soon time to say goodbye to Nico. Stay safe, Pocahontas said, as they walked towards the wood. Oh, and stay out of the corn, too. Miko started to climb a tree, and he turned and paused and looked back at Pocahontas. Yes? Pocahontas asked with a smile. Miko ran back to Pocahontas and leapt into her arms, and Pocahontas laughed. Don't worry, we'll see each other again. I can meet you in the woods any time. Miko looked up at her happily. And I can bring you a little extra corn, too, when I do, she added. And Miko liked the sound of that. The end.